All right, Mason. I just showed you Entomon, the Elvis monkey.
Honestly, greatest character ever made.
All right, hear me out though. Okay, I gotta show you a more ridiculous Digimon. Look at Gundramon.
Yo, is he just a bunch of guns? He's just a Godzilla guy made of, like, it looks like revolvers or six shooters.
Yeah, you thought Blastoise was cool with his two water hoses.
A loser.
Gundramon has guns for wings and toes.
And arms.
And arms.
And head.
Yeah.
And many other appendages.
His kneecaps are literally guns.
Yo, this... I don't understand how this came to be, though.
Welcome to the world of Digimon. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Mason Power Hour.
Delivering you an hour of interest and intrigue in 30 minutes or less. Otherwise, it's free.
My name is Jason.
And I'm Mason. This is our TV to tabletop series where we talk about TV shows
that are trying to sell you toys. All right, Mason, hear me out. Okay, we've done Bakugan. We've done Dinosaur King. Mason, hear me out. Digimon. Did you ever watch it growing up?
No, I didn't. I do know it exists. I've heard the theme song. A lot of the theme song.
All right, Mason. So, you know how kids like pets?
Yeah, I'm with you.
But they don't like the hassle of cleaning them up?
I don't think anyone does.
Do you remember Tamagotchis from the 90s?
Oh, I do.
Well, Bandai from the 90s was super sexist, and they said, that's a girl's toy. We gotta sell those toys for boys.
Boo, sexism.
So here comes Digimon, right? Digimon is basically a boy's version of Tamagotchi. You know, totally not Pokemon.
Okay. Then it's just like Tamagotchi, a clone for boys.
Kind of. So, you ready for the show?
Yeah, give it to me, because I'm kind of confused here. Doesn't seem like you'd have a TV show based off of this.
Oh, boy. So, it starts with a group of kids that get sucked into the digital world.
What? Okay.
Yeah. So, this is totally riding on, like, the internet technology wave. And so, as soon as they pop in, they get accompanied by Digimon partners.
Do you remember that there's a book series, and it was a movie, and then it was a TV show, The Golden Compass, or His Dark Materials?
Yes.
Is it like that, where their like little digi person is a part of them, like a reflection of their soul or something?
No, they just coincidentally pair up where they're helping them mature as people.
It's not that deep, Mason. Okay, got it. Continue.
It's not that deep. But basically, they have to try to get out of the digital world because they're stuck. And while they're there, they find a great evil trying to take over the digital world.
Classic great evil.
Yes, so they have to learn to evolve their Digimon, totally not Pokemon, to get stronger and fight their way against evil.
So then I'm assuming that this game that they're gonna come up with is just a clone of Pokemon? Is that right?
Kind of.
Ooh, tell me more.
Well, it started as a Tamagotchi clone, and it became a full-blown card game.
Okay, I like where we're going.
So, Mason, Digimon aired continuously from 1999 to 2005, right? So it started with Digimon Adventures all the way to Digimon Frontier.
Is it all over like Dinosaur King is, or is it still going like just new versions?
So it started back to back to back, and then kids lost interest over time, so it's been kind of rebooted in new series.
Okay, I understand. All right, cool. So 1995 to 2005, the original run is what we're talking about today.
Yes, just that one.
Okay, perfect.
So the card game follows those. So right now, there's about 1,500 Digimon.
1,500 unique Digimon.
Unique Digimon.
Wow, So I remember Pokemon had that really catchy song naming all their Pokemon. Probably not what happened here.
No, but for this purpose, that's where it gets difficult because I don't know where the Japanese series cut off for what cards. Because they then reboot in the reboots, they reuse the old characters.
Oh, interesting. You mentioned the Japanese version.
Yes.
So in some of these shows, I know that the Japanese and English version, different names. They're kind of changing little things to localize them. But you're saying that literally different cards, different pieces of the game are coming out.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
Also, just the set. So I couldn't find a place that said exactly how many Digimon there were, but they said how many cards were in each set.
Okay.
So just to give you kind of a frame of reference, right? So in the Japanese version, there's about 1,600 cards.
It's a lot of cards.
Released over 6 years, 26 sets, and 6, they called it jumbo card expansions.
The jumbo, they're like special release sets or something.
They're kind of like Magic the Gathering sets, where you have the big, your commander as a big card, and then the rest of them are all like related to it.
Oh, okay. So like some unique deck expansion things.
Yes.
Okay, cool. What about the American one?
So the American one has about 500.
Whoa,
So
way
you see the cutoff,
less.
yeah. So it was not as popular in America.
Come on, Americans.
So we got 6 booster sets. They called them 4 street starter sets and 1 starter deck.
If you add the word street to it, it makes it just way cooler.
Just remember, this is for kids in the early 2000s. You got to put street everything, you know?
If it just said 4 starter sets, I'd be like, lame. But as soon as you said 4 street starter sets, I was like, those got to be cool.
Yes, sir. So, just going off of it. So, the basic premise of the game is similar to the show, where you're fighting Digimon.
Classic.
But in the show, where it differs is each person's individual Digimon will fight whatever they're fighting, and then the fight's over.
My question is, why is every early 2000s TV show / card game based on dog fighting?
Like I said,
Not dog fighting like airplanes.
Yeah.
Like animals.
yeah, like I said in the intro, just you love the fun of pets. You don't want the actual consequences.
It's just like, I think it's the forbidden fruit. They're like, man, real dog fighting and rooster fighting is illegal, but we got a game for you.
Yes, sir. If we give them fantastical different designs, it's no longer dogs. It's a digital dinosaur.
These are digital dinosaurs, folks.
Keep in mind, Mason, dinosaurs are coming back in this show.
Oh, you can never get away from dinosaurs.
Can never get away. So, Digimon's basic premise in the card game is that you have a deck. You got about 30 cards in your deck. Your group of Digimon are fighting your opponent's Digimon.
Wow, 30 cards in the deck's pretty low. I think, normally I think about Magic, 60 or 100 cards in the deck. So 30 seems really small. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Uses like 40, which also seems pretty small. Interesting.
Yes. So, the type of cards are basically your Digimon cards.
Okay.
Characters. You have your option cards, which are like support and like your abilities that'll help you in your battle or evolution.
Okay.
So, Mason, there's only a couple types of cards, which is nice.
Okay.
You got your Digimon cards, which are just your Digimon,
The monsters, got it.
right? And your option cards, which are your utility, support, and extra abilities to help your Digimon.
Gotcha. All the other stuff are those.
Yes. So, the basic premise of the game is that it kind of follows the show. You start with they call it the level 3 Digimon, which is in the English version, your basic. In the Japanese one, they just call it child.
Wait, why do they start at 3?
So, in the Digimon world, they start as Digi-eggs, and then they hatch and become like baby Digimon.
So Digi-Egg is level 1, and then little baby Digimon is level 2?
Yes.
Okay, so for the card game, they won't stoop as low as making you fight with babies.
Yes. Baby dogs, puppies, digital puppies, not okay.
Not okay, folks.
So, child to, developed dogs that are digital, perfectly fine.
Wow. The more I look into these games, the more I'm like, wait a second.
It's really a reflection of the dark side of humanity when you think about it.
Oof.
Anyways, you start with your level 3.
Okay.
Okay, both players, you will assign who is attacking first.
Okay, so you choose your, lead. I kind of think of this like Pokemon. You know how you have the number 1 slot Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
So this is like your lead Digimon.
Yes.
And the rest of them are just stuck in your deck somewhere.
Yes, so you'll draw 6 cards to start.
Okay.
Typical card game. The fun thing about this one is both sides will be playing with closed information.
So you have no clue what anyone else is doing until it's all revealed at the end.
No. So in the preparation stage is what they call it. Most games call it just, main phase 1.
Yeah.
You put down your Digimon face down, typically your level 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will put down the option card that you're going to use, and If you want to evolve it, which in Digimon they call it Digivolve, because of course you gotta have a cool name.
Gotta have the word Digi in there. Else, how would I know it's for Digimon?
Digimon or Pokemon, you gotta know. Pokemon don't Digivolve, clearly.
Obvious.
Yes. So once you put that down for your Digimon, remember they're digital creatures. They start as children. You don't want your children to go out fighting. You want them to be tough and stronger.
Yeah. The more we say it, the less cool it gets. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna call it level 3. I'm not gonna call it the child version.
Yes, that's the Japanese direct translation.
Oh, okay. Classic.
So which the English one was based. They always just called it like basic.
Okay, I like basic.
Yeah. So your basic Digimon, typically all of them can Digivolve.
Okay.
So on the card they'll have a condition. So we'll actually look at, just for ease, the Japanese version. The English and Japanese version are like similar designs. It's just for whatever reason in the Japanese version they have 3 types A, B, and C, just to make it basic. In the English version they have shapes and different colors.
They're like, we can't use letters. Letters are childish in our card games. Definitely not for children.
Yeah, and it's also not Pokemon, so
Yep.
we got to make it even more unique. So we're looking at this Digimon, a Greymon, which is a champion level, which in the Japanese version...
Wait, Agumon?
Or Greymon.
Greymon.
Yes, this is Greymon. So we're looking at the Japanese card with the description. So at the top left, it'll say what battle type it is, A, B, or C. That's what your opponent will attack it with. Each Digimon has 3 different attacks, A, B, or C.
Okay. Do you get to choose which attack, or is it related to their type?
It's related to whatever's on the card. So that's the fun thing about the no information is you're playing your card down, and you will actually have to respond to the other card.
Okay.
Without knowing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes.
So the evolution requirements for this are the Agumon.
Yes. So at the top of the card, it'll say what. So you'll put your basic Digimon face down, and then the one you want to evolve, you also put that face down in your evolution area. But at the top, you have to have the cards required for it.
Okay.
So the cool thing is, you have to have the basic Digimon for this one to get to Greymon. Starts at Agumon, and then has 2 circles, which indicates cards that you have to position. What is this? Horizontal? Yeah, or vertical. So
Okay.
X is and O's. So this one is two O's, so you got to put it horizontal. 2 cards.
Are those like option cards, or are they just like kind of like energy cards from Pokemon?
They can be any card.
But they just have to have a circle on it.
You just have to put them from your hand down. So you just have to have enough cards.
Oh, okay. So it could be any card, just like the way you put it down matters.
Yes.
Understood.
So that keeps you from just like turn 1 pulling out like your super strongest card.
That's fair.
So pretty much you put those down. Remember, you know all this information, but your opponent does not.
So this is called the prep phase.
Yes.
Well, no, it's called like the preparation phase, but
Yes.
I've shortened it.
Yes.
Prep phase.
Yes, sir.
And then you put your stuff down, and then I guess you reveal afterward, or is there some other phase in between that?
Yes. So once you are done with the prep phase, you'll then go to the battle phase or evolution phase. I'm sorry, which is where once you'll reveal it, right? Both of you said, okay, I'm done with the preparation phase. Reveal your cards.
What order do you reveal them in? Like, do we both do it like 3, 2, 1, reveal? Or is there like one person who goes first? Or
The person who attacks first will reveal their Digimon,
okay.
and then the second player can choose whether to reveal their Digimon and the whole evolution. So they can just opt to not.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So you go prep phase, you put all the stuff down you want to do.
Yes.
Then evolution phase comes first. You're like, hey, am I evolving? Reveal my Digimon. I almost called them Pokemon, but they are very specifically not Pokemon. They're Digimon.
Yes.
And then then you battle, I assume?
Yes. So basically, once you've resolved your evolutions, all the cards used for evolutions will go into your dark area, which is what they call the graveyard.
Couldn't call it the graveyard. That's not cool.
yeah,
it's the dark area.
Yes.
What do they call the deck?
The net.
The net. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
net
a
ocean,
digital. It's a digital game. You have a net ocean.
Yes. An ocean of data, if you will. Yes.
An ocean of data of 30 cards.
Yes. So at
30 card ocean.
So at this point, you can activate. So you had your option card that you put down. That was your.
Can you only
support.
put one down, or can you put
You
multiple?
you can put one.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you put that down, it's basically as the game as the turn progresses. If your card tells you to do it, you can do it. So you can resolve it here, right? Or you can just leave it face down.
And so, assuming you can use it later,
Yes.
just kind of like, oh no, I just prepped that for a different turn,
Yes.
but I just want to put it down now.
Yes. Typically, these cards will tell you when you can use it. So it's just making sure if it tells you use in the battle phase, you don't just like preemptively like I'm using this, so the other person, like that's the cool thing, the close information of it.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Yes. So once we've evolved our Digimon, we've moved them from basic, and they go up to the next level. In the English version, is champion.
Okay.
So that's always cool.
I like champion. Champion sounds like something I'd fight with.
Yes. So once they get to that point, then you're going to go to the battle phase, right?
Okay.
So your Digimon will battle. So if both players have revealed their Digimon, if they have their option cards that say, add to their damage or whatever support that they do, then you add up all your points. So on the card, I'm showing you again, the Japanese one.
Okay, we're looking at Greymon here.
Yes, this is a Greymon. So at the bottom left, you'll have your 3 different attacks.
Let me read them out for everyone. We got Mega Flame at 440, and that is the A-type attack. We have Great Antler at 340, the B-type attack. And then we have Guard, which is a C-type attack, and it's 200.
Yes, and the cool thing about this one is the C option this is where the closed information, like the randomness, it's a guard that says A to 0. So if someone has to attack you with A to 0 or with an A type, that damage goes to 0.
Oh, interesting.
So
if you are a C, you use C. Okay, I can see that. That's kind of fun.
Yes. So once all the numbers have been added up, bigger number wins.
Number wins.
Typical kid card games. It's not Magic the Gathering. So at the bottom of the card, the cool thing is there's a lost points section. So the game starts, both players have 100 points.
Okay.
Right? That's your life points.
Gotcha.
Doesn't go back up, just goes
Doesn't
down.
go up, only goes down. Okay.
Yes. So at the bottom, how you resolve that is if your Digimon loses, you will take that lost point based on your opponent's evolution level.
Okay, so I'm looking here at Greymon.
Yes.
And it says lost point.
Yes.
Level 3, you lose 20. So if they beat you with a level 3 Digimon, you'll lose 20. If they beat you with a level 4 or higher, you'll lose 10.
Yes.
And since you start at 100, it's going to be about, 5 to 10 little battles. It's not a ton of turns. It's a nice little quick card game.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how it resolves. And then you just keep going from there. The next turn, you draw up to 6. If your Digimon's still there, it's good. If you need a new one, put a new one down.
So So how do you get rid of this Digimon? When it's defeated in a battle, does it go away or does it stick around?
It goes into the dark zone or the dark area.
Back to the dark area with
Always
you.
in the dark.
Dark area.
Yes.
Okay. So in your deck, you got to have like a kind of a good spread of Digimon versus option cards, because if your Digimon dies in that battle, you need a new one to replace it. But then if your Digimon keeps living, you don't want to just get like a handful of new Digimon because they're worthless to you.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of... I like that.
And the cool thing is, it's, I guess, similar to Magic, where combat only happens on that turn. So if you're fighting, it kind of resets.
Oh, okay.
After. So like, it kind of plays like a King of the Hill situation where if it keeps winning,
it just sticks around
until it dies.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
And Digimon, they can die.
Well, they go to the dark area. I don't know if that's dying or not.
So, I guess in the anime, they can die. Pokemon, they never die.
Pokemon never die. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Immortality achievable.
Yes. So Digimon, the cool thing is, when they die, they go back to a Digi-Egg because they're just data at the end of the day.
Okay, so these kids get trapped in another dimension, but instead of it being like some monster world like it was with Bakugan or ancient history like with Dinosaur King, instead it's the digital world because the internet was the new big thing.
Yes.
And in the digital world, Tron style, We've got different people living there, and amongst these people are data that has turned itself into eggs.
Yes.
And the kids were like, "Look at these eggs. We're gonna turn them into monsters." And you know what the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fight with them.
That's what you would think, but it's more along the lines of the Digimon already exists. It's not like Bakugan where they start with like just the ball.
Okay. Okay.
They're just thrusted into a world that already exists. All the Digimon are there. From the Digimon perspective, they're just like we just exist, dude.
Okay, so they're kind of like, so this is kind of like, I don't know, they're going into a wilderness, and these Digimon are the animals that live there, and they're
Yeah.
made of data.
Yes.
Still kind of Tron style.
Yes. It's like Tron. It's an isekai.
It's an Oh, there we go. Isekai.
Yes. So, yeah, Digimon very much. The card game gives you that feel of you fighting Digimon or digital dog fighting.
Digital dog.
I don't know how to make this sound better.
Digidogs.
Yeah, I guess Digidog. But yeah, the overall appeal of Digimon is that unlike Pokemon, where it's a linear, once you start out a Pokemon, it evolves, it gets stuck. Digimon, you can go back and forth. They have different evolutionary routes. Some Digimon share the same ones. So there's a lot of
Oh, that's
customization you can
interesting.
do.
So like throughout the game, so I know in the evolution phase I can be like, okay, I'm going to turn my level 3 into a level 4,
Yes.
or into whatever the higher levels are, perfect,
Mhm.
ultimate. But then I could be like, oh man, I would rather have this not be level 4 anymore. I need
Yeah.
to go back down to level 3 because maybe I can beat this opponent's card with a level 3 one and get more points.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So we got this kind of like shifting back and forth strategy.
Yes.
Do the option cards, they're probably the ones that let you unevolve or devolve or whatever it's
Yeah,
called?
there's some that lets you go back digivolve backwards, Evolution can be positive or negative.
Digital monsters, folks.
Yeah.
Digital monsters. What will they come up with next?
Yeah.
Okay, how does this tie into the TV show? That's what I'm a little unclear about.
Yeah.
I can see the TV show. Kids get trapped in the digital world, Tron style. Monsters live there, and they're like, let's harness these things as kids do. Yeah, and let's fight with them as kids do. And then in our game, you have Digimon, but it doesn't seem super connected. Can you tell me more?
Yeah, so this was the tie-in. So when the basic thing with the show was you got really attached to the characters. It was a very character-focused show. So once you liked the Digimon, similar to Pokemon, you're like, that's my thing. But with Digimon, it's like they're more fluid in what character is what. So you want, to tie into the cards, you want to collect all the Digimon in that line. So, you start with like your basic one. It goes all the way up to like the ultimate level. And then certain ones get so powerful they get to Mega.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also like to use a lot of those naming conventions just to make it
Super
sound
ultimate
super
Mega.
cool. Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Monstrosaur or
Yeah.
something.
Pretty much.
Them and every great children's commercial from the years 2000 to 2005.
Yes, sir.
This is super amazing.
Yes. As many adjectives that the kids these days use.
The kids these days, or in this case, the kids in those days.
Yes.
So, essentially, it's more related to the TV show than I feel like Pokemon was.
Yeah.
Pokemon's card game, I sometimes feel is kind of divorced from what happens in the TV show.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so if our scale is Pokemon on one end, and straight up you are doing the exact same thing as the TV show on the other end, it's probably in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Digimon, the card game is supposed to simulate the battle because it's very once in the anime, once they fight, it's just whoever the plot needs to win.
Plot contrivance.
Whereas like Pokemon, it is plot, but it's also just like it's just two Pokemon fighting. Whereas most of this it's not them fighting another person with Digimon. They're fighting Digimon that are attacking them or a danger.
Oh, kind of like wild Pokemon.
Yeah.
But instead of randomly wandering through grass, they're trying to escape the digital realm.
Yes.
Is that what the end of the series is like? They escaped?
Yeah, it gets crazy. There's a lot of major plot points, but basically they get out, but then it's it's not just self-contained. There's evil trying to come to the real world. Digimon come to the real world. And now they have to protect the real world.
Classic Pandora's box.
Yes.
Once you let the monsters out, you can't put them back in.
This is a lesson to kids of the 2024 and time beyond. Stop with your digital dogfighting.
They're like, the original story of Pandora doesn't hit like it used to. We need to create a digital monster version.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just kind of want to throw in the other appeal of the anime that differed from Digimon is that it was focused on more mature issues compared to Pokemon. Pokemon was very kid goes around the world trying to become the best at collecting Pokemon. A lot of these kids are from like non-traditional Japanese homes. So like divorce, bad relationship with parents. And so part of the reason that the kids wanted to watch the show was they're like, oh, that can relate to me, or it's like, oh, I didn't know that.
These characters are taking kind of more of a risk. These are less instantly recognizable or more niche backgrounds.
Yes. So part of the appeal of the card game and the Tamagotchi toy was, you're like, oh, I like this character. He has this type of Digimon. So, yes.
Okay. Nice. Well, let's talk about how did it do? How was it selling? How did it go? Based off what you've told me so far, it had to get rebooted like multiple times. I don't feel like it's going super strong. What was the reception like for this game?
Yes. So, people buying the card games. The card game didn't do too hot. Clearly, the difference I told you in the beginning, Japanese one, selling like hotcakes. They got 26 sets.
It's a lot of sets, but the American one got like 6,
and then for those street starters.
Street starters. You can make up for a lot of it with the street starters, but not enough.
Yeah, the street starters were like half the amount of like an actual booster set.
Oh,
of
gross.
Cards. So
even adding streets not good enough to get rid of those cards.
No, the part of Digimon that sold to the kids was the digi devices that would appear in the show, where you would digital dogfight your Digimon against the other person.
Oh, okay.
If
so
you
some
remember
sort
that.
of like I actually never watched the show.
Yeah.
So this is all new information
Okay.
to me. Yeah. So I think you have to describe the show a little bit more.
Right.
So hear me out. This is what I'm imagining the show to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Starting episode, the pilot. Surprisingly, no mad scientists involved.
No.
Children randomly get sucked into the internet. Classic 2000s fear.
Yes.
Every kid was like, am I going to get sucked into the internet right now? But anyway, they get sucked into the internet, and they're like, oh my god, it's Tron. And then there's monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow then episodes happen, ending, they get out. Like, what's going on between?
Right. So they get, I guess I forgot to say that point because I forgot you don't have a reference. They get these small devices called digi devices. And that's
small devices called digi devices.
yes. And that's the boy version of a Tamagotchi.
Oh, that's where the
Right.
Digimon lives.
Yes. I thought that was common knowledge for people who didn't watch the show. Because every kid in the early 2000s wanted a Digivice.
I was a kid in the early 2000s who apparently lived in a hole
Yeah,
under a rock.
Apparently, none of your friends were cool enough to have Digivices. My friends were cool enough. I wasn't.
Oh man, to all my friends from elementary school, getting called out right now. The lack of digi devices.
It's all right. It's all right. So basically, those devices were in the show. They're a way to control these Digimon and let them power up and evolve into bigger Digimon.
Okay. So that's how they actually control the Digimon.
Yes.
I was kind of wondering if it was just like, are they handing them food, or they're just like naturally just pleasant people, and the Digimon were like, we'll give it a shot.
It's also like that. The Digivices just give them the evolution. They're just like, oh yeah, you're cool. Let's be friends.
So are they like?
Oh yeah.
Can they
all
speak or
Digimon
talk?
can speak.
What?
I forgot that part.
What?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah. So the Digimon can speak. They all speak English in the English dub, Japanese in the Japanese version.
Oh my god! This changes everything. Now you're a fight promoter. It's not digital dogfighting.
Yeah. Okay. So that cleans it up a bit. Yeah. They're all sentient. They
Makes it worse with their children though.
Yeah. Them Japanese people and their labeling.
Oh my god. Okay. So we got. I am shocked right now. I'm shook. I'm shooketh. I didn't even realize this. They could talk?
Yes.
They don't just say their names like Pokemon?
No. They straight up like
They're having conversations.
they'll straight up be like, "Are you sure you really want me to Digivolve?
Yo.
Is this a good idea to go fight this giant one? I can't get that big."
It's all the insulting words that your Pokemon wish they could tell you, the Digimon will tell you.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no filter on Digimon.
Yes.
They'll cuss you out.
I mean, it's a kids show, so
Oh, okay.
they're thinking it. They're thinking it, but they're not gonna say it.
They're thinking it. They're thinking it hard. Like, you want me to fight that? What
Yeah.
the? All right, okay. So, didn't sell great, but the game sounds interesting.
Yes.
It sounds complicated though,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess with only 500 U.S. cards,
Yes.
I can see why people might be upset, because I feel like with 500 cards, you could find like, oh no, here's the perfect combination of cards. You could quote unquote solve it.
Yes. And I couldn't find any places where there was a competitive circuit. So I think that was the other thing, was that it didn't catch on and they didn't really push it other than just selling a product.
Oh, I do feel like sometimes competitions really can keep games
Yes.
afloat.
Yes, because one of the things that inspired us to do this show was there was a crazy video on YouTube where a dude spends 3 hours talking about 3 years of ever-evolving Yu-Gi-Oh! Metas.
I love that video.
Yeah. So, that's one of the things that I think limited this game, was that the Digimon didn't really support it in that way. They were just like, well, this show's really popular. Let's sell them more than the little Digivices.
It's kind of heartbreaking to hear, really, because a lot of these card games, even though they're based off TV shows or whatever, you would imagine, oh, it can't be that great. They sound pretty fun, and this one does too. And it's just a bummer that they weren't supported the way they could have been.
Yes. But now that you know all of this, Mason, the final question, what we're here for, did I sell you this game?
Yeah, I think you did. To be honest, though, I think that the last 5 minutes here really sold me, because I need to know which one of these Digimon is the sassy one, and that's going to be my Digimon.
Oh, I can't wait to show you. Mason, you don't understand. This is the late 90s, early 2000s. Not only are there sassy and sarcastic Digimon,
Sarcastic? Oh, man.
because it's an English dub that wasn't by a company that would like censor stuff, they would do a lot of celebrity impressions. There's an Elvis monkey Digimon.
No, that's the one for me. Locked in right now.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I think I sold you the show more than the toy and card game.
Well, the card game sounds pretty fun, but I definitely want to hear this show. Oh my God! Wow, that's crazy. Oh, Elvis monkeys.
Yes. Welcome to the world of Digimon.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Like the video, comment whatever your favorite Digimon was, and subscribe. Hopefully that was 30 minutes, and if not, it was free.
I mean, they weren't going to pay for it anyway.
What?